Could you kill a child if God told you to? Not in the chaos of battle, on purpose. Every child in the city, and their mothers, and their grandfathers, and every animal they owned down to the last lamb. Here's the part that should bother you. In this story, a man leaves some of them alive, and that is the sin that ends him. This is the story of King Saul. 1 Samuel 15, the prophet Samuel comes to Saul with a message straight from God. Attack the Amalekites. Then he gets specific. Do not spare them. Put to death men and women, children, and infants, cattle and sheep, camels and donkeys. 1 Samuel 15:3, direct quote. Why? Payback for something the Amalekites did to Israel centuries earlier. The people about to die for it weren't alive when the offense happened. Doesn't matter. The order stands, so Saul goes to war, and he wins, big, now. Here's where you find out what kind of king he is. Watch what he keeps. He kills the Amalekites. But he spares the king, a man named Agag. And he spares the best of the flocks, the fat lambs, the good cattle, all the choice livestock. Only the weak and worthless animals get destroyed. So here's the question. Why did he stop? Maybe Saul couldn't stomach the rest of it. A flicker of conscience. A king who finally flinched, or maybe it was nothing of the kind. Agag was a trophy. A live rival king is a prize you parade, not a body you burn. And the best livestock? That's not mercy. That's plunder. Keep the valuable, destroy the junk, and have a holy-sounding excuse ready if anyone asks. The text doesn't tell you which. Hold on to that, because in a second you'll see it never mattered. Because if you've got a modern conscience, part of you is rooting for him right now. Finally, a man in the Bible who didn't go all the way. Surely the part where he held back is the part God likes. Guess again. God's response, 1 Samuel 15:11. I regret that I have made Saul king, because he has turned away from me and has not carried out my instructions. Regret. God regrets the whole thing. Not because Saul killed too many, because he killed too few. Samuel comes to confront him. And watch Saul's defense, because this is where the mercy theory dies. Saul doesn't say, I couldn't do it. He says he kept the best animals to sacrifice to God, a gift. He blames his soldiers. He admits in 15:24 that he feared the people and did what they wanted. That's not a man who showed mercy. That's a man who kept the loot and got caught. And then Samuel hits him with the line this whole story is built on. To obey is better than sacrifice. 1 Samuel 15:22. Translation. God didn't ask for a present. He asked you to kill all of it, and you didn't. Because you have rejected the word of the Lord, he has rejected you as king. 15:23. The throne is gone, not for cruelty, for leaving people alive. So here's what should keep you up tonight. We never find out if Saul was being kind. Maybe he was greedy. Maybe he was a coward. The text leaves it open on purpose, but look closely at God's actual complaint. It is not about Saul's heart. It is not, your motives were impure. Read 15:19. The charge is that some of them were still breathing. Mercy or selfishness. The sin is the exact same sin. He left people alive. And then comes the detail that makes this an actual bad Bible story. Remember Agag, the king Saul spared? Samuel has him brought out. Samuel, the prophet, the holy man, the one who speaks for God. Agag walks out relieved. The text says he came thinking the worst was finally behind him. The bitterness of death, he figured, was past. 1 Samuel 15:32. It was not past. Samuel takes a blade and cuts Agag to pieces, himself, with his own hands, before the Lord at Gilgal. 15:33, so count it up. A king left some of them alive, and we don't even know why, and lost his kingdom for it. The prophet finished the job the king wouldn't, personally, at the place of worship, and the lesson, stated out loud in the text, is that obeying matters more than holding back. Read that twice. It was never about whether Saul had a good heart. The book never says he was wrong to want them all dead. It says he was wrong to let any of them live. Subscribe for more bad Bible stories, where the stories are ancient, the people are messy, and sometimes the wildest part is not what people believe about the Bible. It is what the Bible actually says.